Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 6 in Biology 120 Lab. This week is all about genetics, and we have a really busy week this week. If you're taking a lecture, you'll also realize you're going to be busy in there too this week. Really content heavy, work heavy week. So last week you learned about DNA, the molecule of heredity. It contains genes, which are segments of the DNA that tell you the traits that make you you as a human being, or if you're a bacterium like Staphylococcus aureus, or if you're a cat, or if you're a banana tree, or if you're a moss that grows outside, or if you're a red algae that's causing a red tide in Florida. Your DNA determines who you are and what your traits are. So we learned about that last week. You isolated some of your own DNA, which was really cool. And you learned about the technique PCR, polymerase chain reaction, where you copy segments of DNA over and over and over again until you have enough where you can study it, learn about it, test for it to see if it's present, that sort of thing. And I gave you the example that back in December when I got sick, I thought maybe I had COVID, even though I've had all my vaccinations. And I went and I asked for a PCR test for COVID, and it turned out that I was negative. So anyway, we're using PCR even to test for COVID these days. So this week, what is this week all about? This week is genetics. So that's looking at the particular genes. So not the whole DNA molecule, but little portions of it that determine your traits. That's genetics. So what the heck are Punnett squares? Punnett squares are an organized way to figure out what kind of offspring you could possibly get if you put different combinations of traits together from parents. That's all Punnett squares are, just an organized way to do this so you don't miss anything. A monohybrid cross is where you take individuals with two versions of a particular gene and you cross them. And so right here in my example, we always use letters to indicate the traits. And we use a capital letter, like a capital T, to indicate a dominant trait, and a lowercase letter, like a lowercase t, to indicate a recessive trait. So these two individuals, these two parents, have the two different versions of a trait, and you want to know what kind of offspring could you get if you crossed those two parents. Mono means one trait. Hybrid means you have two versions of each trait, okay? Then there are also dihybrid crosses. There's more than this, but dihybrid is pretty complicated in and of itself. A dihybrid cross is where you look at two different traits that are absolutely not connected at all. So you could look at eye color, and you could look at height, or you could look whether your ears are attached, or whether you can roll your tongue, or, there are a gazillion traits in human beings and in all the rest of biology. So you're looking at two different separate traits, and each parent is going to have two versions of each one of those traits, and that's why you have all those different letters that I have there. So then what kind of offspring do you expect to see if you have a dihybrid cross? Di means two traits. Hybrid means two different versions of each trait. Okay, so this week, what do you have going on? You are germinating seeds, and you're germinating them in 2 rounds. And each round takes 4 days. So 4 plus 4 is 8, and we're at day 8 today. So anyway, but we can't overlap the days in the middle. So please get those seeds germinating right now. It doesn't take much to set them up. You've got all the little seeds in the packets. You got the petri dishes. You just need some water. Use bottled water. Don't use tap water that's got chlorine in it. You're going to kill your seeds. But please start those now. Now, for your light, the only thing that I caution you about is do not use an incandescent light, because it will burn up your seeds. So use an LED light. I mean, everybody's got them now. Hardly anybody's got incandescent lights. I used my lamp right there, to germinate seeds. and it's got an LED light in it. Okay, so do that. I'm going to make Punnett Square videos this week to help you with your Punnett Squares and to help you with the lab. I do have to redo my videos from when I did them before because we've changed the traits and the seeds again. We had some trouble last time because we used height as one of the traits, and if you didn't grow those seeds for the entire 4 days, you couldn't tell the difference between a tall plant and a short plant. Sorry, just couldn't. So now the 2 traits that we're looking for are leaf color, yellow or green, and stem color, purple or green. Okay? So that's what you're looking for. Remember, 2 separate traits and 2 versions of each trait. And we'll figure out what you should be seeing by doing our Punnett Squares this week. So besides that, you also have a worksheet to do where you answer questions about genetics. In the instructions, it tells you to go to the Biology Project website and work all of the examples. If you do that, it's going to take you a really long time to do the work this week. If it were me, I would find the examples that I needed in there, and I would look at the tutorials for those, and then I would answer the questions. That's just what I would do. You can take this worksheet and you can write the answers on there if you want to by hand, which is okay with me as long as you're neat. But I have to be able to tell the difference between the letters, especially capital and lowercase. If you write a capital C and a lowercase c and they're the same size, then how am I supposed to interpret that? I have to know what you mean when you write down something. If you're typing, I can tell. So this only applies if you are writing this out by hand, because I can tell if you type. Draw circles around your gametes. I will show you how to do this in the Punnett Square videos. So watch my videos for that. I'll be getting those together. And the worksheet has little bitty spaces for your answers. Please use as much space as you need and space out the answers. I don't care how many sheets this is. I care that I can read it. Don't try to cram it all in the little teeny spaces that they give you. So spread it out so I can see everything, because I have enough trouble seeing as it is. Yeah, so spread it out where I can see it. If you are familiar with Punnett Squares and they're easy to you, this week will be a breeze. If you've never even heard of a Punnett Square, yeah, this is going to be one crazy week. So please let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. I'll help you. I'll answer your questions. I'll set up a video online meeting with you, a video chat. I'll make you a video. Anything you want me to do, any way that I can help you, I will do it. So please let me know. And with that being said, this is going to be a busy week for us. So I hope that you have a great week, and let me know if you need anything.